Welcome to another live stream of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Alright? Where y'all at? Tap in. Look, today we're gonna be talking about how the homie from the hood turned into a fag in prison, man. Bold business. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Sometimes people do it to themselves, man. It is what it is. Now, with a situation like this, you would think this is something that he been doing his whole life, but this could have just been something he got into last minute. Who knows? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. I know I'm rocking. Got the volley potion, you know. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Man, bro, ball business. And I'm gonna tell y'all what he did. But first, I gotta start everything from the top. And I gotta break everything down to you so you can understand why everything went the way that it went. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Hey, look, right? Sometimes when it come to prison, if you wasn't there, you just wouldn't know. And that's the case with this situation. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. All right. Now look, this is how we gonna start this, right? So, dude, the nigga named Seven. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna disclose his real name because he ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? But he know what it is. You feel me? I'm not the type that'll put a guy name out there when he did something, even though I know he did it, but that ain't even my lane. You know what I'm saying? So unless something ever happened between me and him, I ain't gonna do that because I ain't no messy dude like that. But anyway, his name's Seven, right? So Seven is a guy from the hood that I grew up with, right? From my neighborhood. Now I told y'all on my side, we got two sides of my hood, which is 7 Mile. You know what I'm saying? You got my side, which is 7 Mile to 8 Mile. That's my side. And then you got the other side, which is 7 Mile to 6 Mile. That was the other side of 7 Mile. You know what I'm saying? We was beefing with that side. You know what I'm saying? Now, this dude Seven that I'm talking about, he from that side. Now, his crew is called the KOK. The killers on Kenfield. Kenfield is a street on their side. You know what I'm saying? That he from. So he was from KOK. But the guys we was beefing with, they was called DA, Dark Army. You know what I'm saying? They was from different blocks, but they was all in cahoots because they was on the same side. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we all went to school with each other, even though everybody was beefing and all of that shit, right? We all knew each other. We all went to school with each other. We ain't really had no problems in school. It was when we be outside on the block, you know what I'm saying? That's when we got problems, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I went to school with Seven, you know what I'm saying? We all went to school together. We all went to Henry Ford. Henry Ford High School was the 7 Mile school. Everybody from 7 Mile went to Henry Ford. So anyway, I used to see Seven all the time. You know what I'm saying? Seven was beating niggas ass. He was whooping everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now I got a rep for whooping ass too. You feel me? But this nigga was knocking niggas out. Like that nigga had hands, when we was young. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of niggas that was scared of him, but we never had no problems because, like I said, my crew, we wasn't beefing with him and his crew. We was beefing with a whole nother crew from his side, but we wasn't beefing with him. So we didn't have no problems with him, and he had no problems with us. You know what I'm saying? They was straight. KOK on our side, we was good. We just didn't fuck with the DA, the Dark Army niggas. All right. So anyway, We in school together, you know what I'm saying? Everybody go about their business. KOKs, they be beating on the niggas they beat on. My hood beefing with pretty much everybody. My hood was on some EBK type shit. Everybody kill it. You know what I'm saying? My hood was on that. They was just beefing with everybody. So we had beef all over the damn board. And the way how Detroit niggas look at it, they don't look at it like, oh, we just beefing with that crew. They look at it like they beefing with that whole hood, because that whole hood, everybody fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? So if you beefing with them, you got beef with all of them because they all together. You know what I'm saying? So basically, niggas from my hood brought us a lot of beef. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere. But anyway, the nigga Seven from KOK, right? Like I said, he was whooping ass, handling business. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this our senior year, '07, right? The nigga just disappeared. We don't know what the fuck happened to Seven. You know what I'm saying? He just disappeared. Everybody like, you know what happened to Seven, man? We ain't seen that nigga around. Woo woo. Everybody like, we don't know what the fuck happened. So the nigga Seven just disappeared, right? Out of nowhere. All right, everybody carry on about their business. You know, about a year and a half later, we find out that Seven was in prison. You know what I'm saying? We like, what? That nigga been in prison all this time? Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? But then nobody know what he was in there for. Everybody's just like, he got some time. He got like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? But they like, yeah, that nigga in prison. You know? So we like, damn, that's what happened to dog. You know, blah, blah, blah. By this time, it's like '09, '10. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You know, maybe '08, '09, somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, when we got the word on him, we like, oh, okay, you know, everybody carried on with their life. You know, life changing in between time and everything. So now fast forward to tape. It's 2012. I'm in prison now. You know what I'm saying? This 5 years later, since the time I seen Seven up until what I'm about to talk about now. It's been 5 years. You know what I'm saying? They ain't seen him or nothing. So I'm in prison now, right? This is my first year in prison. I got sentenced. I went to jail 2011, but I got convicted January of 2012. As soon as they sentence you, you ride out the very next day from the county jail to prison. You ride out the very next day. You know what I'm saying? After they sentence you, you gone. You know, so I started prison January of 2012, right? In prison, I had me a crew. You know, damn, my bad. Me and my homies and shit. You know, I had a little crew in there. You know, I was gang banging with the GDs, so I had that crew with me too. You know, it was a lot of shit going on in there. You know, but I was good. You feel me? Well, mind you, I'm still new to prison, but I'm already set up in there by this time. You know, so I went there January of 2012. This like May, June of 2012. That same year. A couple months later. You know, I'm all set up. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I know how to jail. I'm in tune with everything. I'm doing my time. You know what I'm saying? Right in between that nigga Seven that I was talking about, this whole live is about. The nigga Seven. That nigga rolled in to my prison. You know, to the prison that I was at. He rolled in. You know what I'm saying? People ride in, ride out all the time. You know what I'm saying? So like you could be in prison, right? And you stationed wherever you at. Just say you been there, you could have been there for a week. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden they could just say, hey, such and such, whatever your last name is, they call you by your last name. They tell you pack your shit, you riding out. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing you could do about it or nothing. You just gotta ride out. And it happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, they roll him out and they send him to the prison that I was at. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just ride you out for no reason. Sometimes they need the space. Sometimes they gotta put you in different programs, so they gotta ride you from the prison you at to another prison that got the program that you need. You know, blah 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 blah. So it's a lot of reasons why you ride out. You know what I'm saying? Well, the nigga Seven rolled into the prison that I was at. You know what I'm saying? And he was in the unit that I was in. because on the prison yard on level 2 is 3 units on 1 yard. You know what I'm saying? They put him in the same unit that I was in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, ain't that a bitch? So when he hit the yard, I'm like, bro, what's up? You know, man, this 5 years later. I ain't seen him in 5 years, you know. He like, dog, what's the deal? Woo, woo. I'm like, man, what the fuck been going on? Like, nigga, you just disappeared out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck happened to you? And like I said, this nigga was known for whooping shit, you know, in the world. You feel me? Now we in prison together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nigga, what the fuck been going on? Woo woo. He like, man, I'm still the same nigga. I'm still in here beating everybody ass. Woo woo. He had his boys behind him. His boys known hitters too. Guess what they clique name was in prison? KOK, Knockout Kings. That's what they was known as in prison. And it was 4 of them. And all of them was diesel ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? That could scrap. Them niggas about that life. You know what I'm saying? And Seven was one of them. And he was the leader of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that nigga Seven was whooping shit. You know what I'm saying? So evidently when he went to prison, you know, he got him a crew while he was in there, and he been off and running ever since. And niggas in prison know about him and his crew, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it be like that. Sometimes they ride you out from your crew, and sometimes they ride your crew out too. You know what I'm saying? And all of y'all will ride out from whatever prison y'all at going to the next prison. Sometimes it happen like that, you know. And sometimes they'll split all y'all up. You will never see them again, you know. Sometimes it happen. So anyway, they roll him and his crew in. You know what I'm saying? So all them niggas together, they on that tip. You know what I'm saying? Man, look, Seven was beating niggas in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see him whoop a couple niggas in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? From the time he rolled in till like later on that summer, I didn't see him whoop a couple niggas and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like he was not playing in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? He never tried me and none of that. Like, you know, we mutual niggas. We know. You know, he know I don't play that. He know I whoop ass. You feel me? So he already know ain't shit sweet over here. But like I said, we never had beef anyway. So we was straight. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, me and him walk the yard every day. You know what I'm saying? We spinning laps, talking about everything he been missing out on. Cause the truth and reality, when you go to prison, niggas don't fuck with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Your crew and all that, they don't fuck with you no more when you go to prison. You know, them niggas gone. They don't fuck with you, man. Them niggas living their life, dog. Straight up. So for everybody that think niggas hold you down while you gone and all of that, man, niggas don't fuck with you while you gone, bro. Straight up, niggas do not fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That's just real nigga shit. So he telling me like, you know, he ain't heard from nobody. You know, he don't know what the fuck been going on. So I've been catching him up on everything. You know, I've been telling him what's been going on in the streets. You know, different little things he heard, but he didn't know the real truth. You know, and I was, you know, giving him the game. He like, yeah, you know, they told me, woo, woo, woo. I'm like, well, yeah, it happened like this, blah, blah, blah. Like, we building, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling this nigga about shit that was going on, you know what I'm saying? Man, every day, me and him was rocking hard. Like, that was my dog, you know what I'm saying? He was around my crew, I was around his crew. We worked out, you know, time together, shit like that. We did all that, you know what I'm saying? And man, that nigga, he did the unthinkable. You know what I'm saying? So this a couple months later, you know what I'm saying? We all doing our time and shit. Everybody jailing, right? Oh, Seven. He had got sentenced to 9 years. So like I said, by the time I bumped into him, he was on year 5 by the time I bumped into him. So he had 4 more years to do. You know what I'm saying? Man, look, dog, he was already on the downhill. He already did most of his time. You know what I'm saying? Now look, fast forward the tape. Just a couple months later down the line, this sissy rolled in to our prison yard. Because like I said, people ride in, ride out all the time. So the sissy rolled in, right? Man, look, the nigga Seven lost his motherfucking mind, man. I swear to God, he was always chasing after that fag and all of that. Like, he flipped the whole script, you know what I'm saying, from being this real wild ass street nigga to a sissy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck just happened? You know what I'm saying? So everybody on the yard confused and all this shit. This nigga is a prominent member, he known, you know what I'm saying, all of that shit. And here it is, he got a bad name out there saying that, he eating butt in prison. Cause we all see him chasing after the damn fag, but we didn't know what he was on. You know what I'm saying? Like, in prison, it's just wild. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really like label a nigga on some gay shit because sometimes niggas be doing business together. You know what I'm saying? Even with fags and shit. Sometimes niggas do business. It's prison. It is what it is. So wasn't nobody trying to make him wear that jacket because everybody knew that he was a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? But man, he started getting weird, right? He started getting weird. He was around this sissy all the time. Now let me describe the sissy. The sissy was a tall, dark-skinned black guy. Skinny, tall, dark-skinned black guy. Ugly black man. And the damn sissy, he wore the zillions in his hair. And guess where he get the zillions from? He got the zillions from his shoestrings. So he was able to take the shoestrings out his shoes and he put them in his hair and turn that shit into like zillions all over his hair from the shoestrings. You know what I'm saying? When you in prison, you get these state shoes and they got these real like thick black shoestrings in it. You know what I'm saying? In prison, I'm telling you, them guys real talented. So basically, he learned how to take that thread from the shoestrings and make it into zillions, like he a girl or something. So he wore the zillions, had it pulled back in a ponytail, long ponytail, full of zillions. He had this shit called Kool Aid. In prison, Kool Aid is like lip gloss. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why the fuck they sell that shit in there, but they do. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga wear the Kool-Aid on his lips, which is some lip gloss, like Carmex. You know what I'm saying? But real glossy. Lip gloss. Man, he wear that shit. He come out of his cell, man, the nigga 7, lose his mind. Be chasing that nigga all over the place, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? 7 be on his ass all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So 7 he was weird. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, man, what is up with dog? What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Man, well, one day him and the fag got into it, right? So the fag decided to tell on him. He went and told some of the OGs, that was, in the unit with us. And the OGs, they fuck with the sissies because they openly gay in there. They let it be known that they fucking and all that. Because they be doing light bits. They not going nowhere. That's their home. They don't give a fuck. So they be letting it be known. Like, yeah, they fucking. They don't care. You know, it is what it is with them OGs because they been in there so long. That's all they know. So anyway, the sissies do business with the OGs. So basically, the sissy got into it with the nigga 7, and he told the sissy told one of the OGs, like, yeah, that nigga 7 that y'all roll with to act like he's so gangster, woo woo. He like, man, that nigga be eating my butt. This is what the sissy told the OG. You know what I'm saying? So we like, what the fuck are you talking about? He like, yeah, that's exactly what he did. You know what I'm saying? He stuck his tongue in his ass. You know what I'm saying? And they do it all the time. You might wonder, like, how is they doing that in prison? You know what I'm saying? But anything can get done in there. You know what I'm saying? So while they doing some sneaky shit when ain't nobody paying attention, they sliding up in each other's cells and they being freaky. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, people already had their speculations, because it was like he was just always around them, but we knew 7 to be a gangster. You know what I'm saying? So wasn't nobody trying to believe that. Man, look, when the sissy exposed him, We like, okay, that's all cool. You said that, but where's some proof at? Why it just so happened this nigga Seven wrote the damn sissy a letter telling him how he like eating his butt. He have a good time with him. The sex is great. He'll do anything for him. Blah blah blah. So why the OGs telling us, the gangbangers, you know what I'm saying? It go from the OGs to the gangbangers. You know what I'm saying? The OGs get the info first because they fuck with the sissies. Then they bring it to us, the gangbangers, right? So the OG telling us, he like, yeah, Seven dropped a letter. And he showed us the letter. And it was Seven handwriting and all that shit. And he wrote that letter to that sissy telling him that he loved eating his butt and he'd do anything for him. And while I'm looking at the letter, I just started back thinking on different things that he was doing. Because in our prison unit, it's four wings. You got A wing, B wing, C, and D. They all wings. The wings mean it's like a long hallway. And down that long hallway, it's all cells. And they got a bathroom. So it's four wings of cells and bathrooms. You know what I'm saying? He was on my wing. Now you can't go down the different wings. If you assign the A wing, you only can go up on A wing. You can't go on B wing or none of that. You know what I'm saying? He was on my wing, right? Seven was on the same wing I was on. So I knew what he was, doing. When we come from outside or the day rooms, blah blah blah, we on the same wing. You know what I'm saying? Man, I remembered this. Like I said, while the OG's reading the letter and we all looking at it, it just started popping up in my brain. I'm like, I remember when he had brought that sissy up there and he was carrying his TV to the sissy. Now, this is the thing in prison with TVs. You know what I'm saying? When you buy a TV from somebody in prison, it's called buying it off the streets. All the inmates know this, all the prison guards, the COs, everybody know about this. It's called buying it off the streets. You technically cannot buy a TV off the streets. You have to buy one off their commissary catalog. The TV is like $150. But if you buy one off the streets, it's about $10, $20. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of niggas go that route. But you can't do that because the police can make a round and they can see that TV in your room and they can be like, hey, this guy don't got no money. All they gotta do is look in their log and they can see that you didn't have a TV. So that TV is bogus. So they're gonna come in there, they're gonna take the TV, they're gonna write you a ticket, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be on top lock or LOP, all that shit. Basically, you're gonna be stuck in your cell for a couple days and that ticket go against you. You know what I'm saying? So you don't wanna have a bold TV in your room at all. You know what I'm saying? You better off just paying that $150 for it and be happy with it. Cause you keep spending that $10, $20, you're gonna keep getting tickets, you're gonna keep getting fucked up. And another thing with prison, you get too many tickets, it up your security level. So if you just keep catching tickets, thinking they little petty tickets, they ain't shit. Cause in prison you catch tickets. You know what I'm saying? And if you catch too many tickets, it up your security level. So you would go from a level 2 to a level 4 just because you kept on catching tickets. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn quick. Like, nah, you can't be catching them tickets. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga Seven was risking it all. Like, giving that motherfucker his TV. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, that's what it was. He was really fucking this boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He giving him his TV and shit. Like, don't nobody give up their TV. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know what's up with that. You don't give up your TV unless you about to go home. That's the only time you get rid of your TV to inmates. Other than that, you better off throwing that TV away. Just say if you still doing time and you buy a new TV and your old TV, ain't working or whatever, you better off throwing that bitch away than giving it to another inmate. You know what I'm saying? Because the police gonna figure it out. It was your TV, and then they gonna hit you with it. You know, but them prison politics. Anyway, that TV was legit. Seven bought that TV. You know what I'm saying? And he was giving it to the sissy. So not only was he already being high, giving his sissy his TV, but it's really his TV in his name. You know what I'm saying? Like he actually bought that damn TV and he giving it to the sissy. Like it all makes sense. So man, when word came out about 7, man, I had to cut him off. You know what I'm saying? I had to cut him off. You know, it's sad because I wouldn't have never thought that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have it in my forefront at all. You feel me? Like that was real life, some spare the moment shit. You know what I'm saying? And it fucked me up because I knew him from the streets and I was in prison with him. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time I was locked up with him, he was never like that. You know what I'm saying? But then when the sissy rolled in, it told on him. The sissy told on him. You know what I'm saying? And we was seeing all the signs, but we ain't want to believe it. Cause 7 was a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't want to believe that. Like, nah, that ain't what's going on. But all along it was, you know. So what we do, we all had to get on his ass. You know what I'm saying? So his crew just told us, his KOK crew, knockout crew in prison. His crew told all of us, like, look, you know what I'm saying? We gonna handle it. We gonna see what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? Because now the word is out on the yard that 7 is gay. You know what I'm saying? So now it's starting with his crew. You know, it's like everything come down on your crew now. You know, because what type of niggas you hanging around, they don't know that you secretly doing this. You know what I'm saying? So his crew stepped up. They like, look, we gonna handle that. You know, whoopty whoop. Now, mind you, this is everybody on the yard versus 7 I at this point. You know what I'm saying? This ain't just me or my niggas or none of that. This everybody. You know what I'm saying? So his crew, mind you, it's only 3 of them. And with 7, it made 4 of them. So the 3 of them basically against the whole prison yard. Like, look, all y'all stand back. We gonna holler at him. You know what I'm saying? The whole yard, like, all right. You know what I'm saying? We gave his crew, you know, that respect because his crew, them niggas liked it. You feel me? So we couldn't do nothing but respect it. And that dog was a part of their crew. So it's like, all right, you know, handle your mans. You know what I'm saying? Man, they put him, it's 3 day rooms in prison. 3 of them. The 1 day room is the microwave room. Got the microwave in there, got a TV in there, bunch of seats in there. You can sit down, watch TV, you know, bake your food in the microwave, you know, heat up your coffee, shit like that. That's 1 day room. The middle day room is the day room with the tables in it. So you could play cards, dominoes, you know, shit like that, arm wrestle, whatever. That's like the sports room. So it's a TV in that room as well. And that TV usually got the sports channels on it. That's the sports room. Then you got a 3rd day room. The 3rd day room is the quiet room. Basically, it's the kiosk room for people to, you know, pay their people and, you know, shit like that. That's the quiet room. Well, 7 crew, they took him in the quiet room, right? It was like 3 or 4 people in the quiet room. When 7 crew walked in there, they told them niggas, get up out of there. Man, them boys got up out their seats quick, walked right up out of there. Because everybody knew not to play with them KOK niggas. Everybody knew that, you know what I'm saying? So when they came in there and told them get up out of there, them boys got up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Well, they pulled 7 in there. Now, mind you, like I said, it's 3 day rooms, but it's a wall in between the day rooms. You know what I'm saying? So it's 2 walls, and them 2 walls is clear glass walls. So we could be in the 1st day room and could see all the way over to the 3rd day room. You know what I'm saying? So everybody in the day room looking at 7 crew talk to 7. You know what I'm saying? So while they talking to 7, you can see 7. He like had his head down. You know, he half-ass answering the question. You know, shit like that. They chastise him all on his head, nigga. What the fuck going on? Woo, woo, woo. You know, He finally broke down and he said, he like, look, man, he like, I am. Now, mind you, these day rooms, they what, like soundproof? Is that what you call it? So basically, you only can hear from what day room you in. If you in the micro room, day room, you only hear what's going on in that room. If you in the sports day room, you only hear what's going on in that room. If you in the quiet day room, you only hear what's going on in that room. But we can see the expression on his face that he broke out and told his crew, like yeah, man, I roll with them. I fuck with them. Whoopty whoop. Man, his crew, they instantly disowned him, told him, he can't come around them no more. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So after they came out of there, they came in the day room with us. And they told us, they were like, yeah, man, he said he down with the boys. We don't know what happened to him, but he said he like boys. And he don't care about none of us. He don't care about none how we feel or nothing. He said he's straight. Bro was real life straight. And he went with that sissy. He chose the sissy over being a heterosexual male. You know what I'm saying? Not like I said before that sissy, he was not like that at all. He was not like that. You know what I'm saying? But when the sissy came, he changed. So, um, and on the wings, like I said, it's a bathroom. It's one bathroom on each wing. The wings, it be like 30 cells. So 30 cells mean it's 60 inmates because it's 2 men to every cell. So that's 60 inmates. They get one bathroom, right? The one bathroom, it got 3 toilets and 2 urinals. So basically, you got 5 toilets in between 60 inmates. You know what I'm saying? Imagine how that worked. So when I go in the bathroom, he went down to the police desk and he had the police move the sissy into his room. Because you could request for somebody to move in your room, but the person that you requesting to move in your room, they got to be in agreement to it. And the police will move somebody in your room. You know what I'm saying? Because the police like to keep the tension down. So if you play it like, you know what, I could jail better with blah blah blah. That's my friend. We cool. I could jail with this person, and the police get the approval from that person, they'll put y'all in the cell together. That way they call it like keeping the violence down. You know what I'm saying? So they'll bump people together that's cool with each other. They don't got no problem with it. So that's what Seven did. He went down there to the police desk. He had them move the sissy in his room. The sissy was on a whole nother wing. He had them move the sissy from, I think the sissy was like on the C wing. He had the sissy moving from C wing to A wing, R wing, in his cell. You know what I'm saying? Man, he was in his cell with him. Them boys was in there cutting up, man. We would walk past the room be smelling bad. Like you ever smell 2 grown men, in a little bitty cell, like being nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different kind of smell. And we got to walk down that hallway back and forth to our cells because some people's cells in the back, some in the front. His was in the front. My cell was in the back. So I had to walk past his cell every day. You know what I'm saying? To come down on the base, to go to the day rooms or go outside. Every day, man. The room smelled like bologna or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it was some type of weird smell, man. I don't know what it was, but the smell was terrible. You know what I'm saying? And them guys, they was in there every day, bumping and grinding. You know what I'm saying? They was in there doing some nasty stuff every day, man. So with that, how the text is checking in, what's the deal? What's the deal? Look, man, I'm telling y'all about a guy I grew up with in the hood, man, and he went to prison and turned rainbow. You feel me? Like he was really one of them hitters in the street, and he turned rainbow right in front of my eyes, right in front of everybody's eyes. you know. And this is the thing about prison, you won't know what happened in there unless you was there. You know what I'm saying? You had to be there. So I witnessed this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went their way, everybody left him alone. He left everybody alone, he went about his way. You know, it was what it was, right? So the whole time he doing his thing with the sissy, right? Couple months down the line, the sissy rolled out. Oh my God, man. That sissy rolled out. Seven lost his mind. I swear he lost his mind. D-Day. Yeah, you seen it too? Yeah. You know this shit real. Real talk. Real talk, man. But you know, he lost his mind when the sissy rolled out, right? He called himself trying to come back to the homies, trying to be cool. When nobody fucking with him. You know, he was cut off. So he just started rolling by himself. Next thing you know, he rolled out. So I don't know if he put in a transfer or whatever, but he was out of there not too long after his, little boyfriend had rolled out. Well, fast forward the tape. This some years later. This was 2012 when I bumped into him. Like I said, he was 5 years in at that time. He only had four left to do. I had what, three to do. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward the tape. Out of prison now. This some years later from that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard nothing from him or none of that. None of that, right? I'm with one of my homegirls one day. My homegirl was from the hood, and she knew dog. You know what I'm saying? So me and her, we was just talking about little hood shit, that been going on or whatever. So I remember dog, the nigga Seven. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, yeah, you remember Seven? Woo woo. She like, yeah. So I got to telling her, I'm like, man, dog, ball business. She like, what you mean? I'm like, man, listen, let me tell you. So I broke it down. I told her everything about what he was on. What I just told you, I told her. You know what I'm saying? So while we talking about it, she like, dog, you lying. Woo, woo. I'm like, man, I swear to God, I don't know. He might have got turned out while he was in prison or, before I ran into him or maybe he was like that in the streets. I don't know, but when that sissy rolled in, he showed his true colors. You know what I'm saying? He started walking the yard with the sissy. He had his hand in the sissy back pocket. Now everybody know about that back pocket action. You know what I'm saying? He was letting it be known that was his. He was something different. But anyway, like I said, I'm talking to my homegirl. I'm telling her what happened. Mom telling her, right? We pull up to this little liquor store in the neighborhood where we was at. We pulled up to the liquor store, right? We walk in there. While we walk in there, tell me why dog in there. The nigga Seven. He had groceries, both of his hands like this, filled all the way up to his neck, full of groceries like this, right? Standing in line. Now the liquor store is a little bitty ass store. You know what I'm saying? But he had a lot of shit in his hands. When I walked in with girl, I'm like, that's him. I told her, I'm like, there go that nigga right there. She looked, she like, damn, that is him. Man, I guess he figured that I was gonna do something to him. His right hand got on my kids. I don't lie about shit. You know what I'm saying? This nigga, he put all of that shit on both of his hands like this. He said all that shit on the shelf and walked up out of there. Swear to God, he jetted right up out of there, right? When he got up out of there, girl, like, look, be careful, because he might be out there waiting on you. Woo woo. I'm like, man, please, that nigga know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? So we went in there, got the liquor and shit. We talked our shit, walked up out of there. Dog wasn't nowhere to be found. She like, damn, he must know you wasn't playing. Woo woo. I'm like, look, man, real recognize real. You know what I'm saying? He know what it is, because like I said, he had a rep, but at the same time, he ruined it. You know what I'm saying? And he know he ruined it, because I was in there with him. And it's like, nigga, you was in there being bold. You know what I'm saying? So now you out here trying to act like shit sweet. When I was in there with you, I seen what you was in there doing. You might be able to lie to all these people out here and convince everybody that you wasn't doing nothing, but you can't do that with me. I was there. I seen it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that be the thing with a lot of these guys. They be coming home acting straight, acting like, they time was a breeze. They ain't went through nothing. They was straight. They held it down, whoopty whoop. And then what you know of them, you know that they is cut like that. So you like, all right, it makes sense. He probably didn't have no problems, man. Don't believe it, cause I was in there with a real hitter, and somehow down the line he got turned out. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking this before we ran into each other. I'm thinking this happened while he was on level 4 prison yard. You know what I'm saying? Somebody must have got at him, but he hold his composure until a sissy come around. Or maybe he was probably locked in the cell with a sissy. You know what I'm saying? The sissy probably turned him out. Who knows? But whatever it is, he come out real rare form when it's a sissy. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what he did. He came out the closet. You feel me? Like he let it be known. That was back in 2012. And he was on the downhill. He only had 4 years left. He came out, let everybody know. Like, fuck it, yeah. We like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did they even come from? But that's what he was on. So, like I said, we came out the stove. He wasn't out there. We got in the car. We talked our shit. We pulled off, right? After we leave, listen. I said I don't lie about shit that I talk about. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now look, 40 boom, 3/8. What's good? What's the deal? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Now look, like I said, I don't lie about shit, right? Promise you. Right after that, maybe like a couple of weeks later, why that nigga find me on Facebook and jumped in my inbox and he said, "What's good, bro? This 7. Woo woo." Man, I left that shit on red, man. The fuck out of here, nigga. You know I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? First of all, nigga, you know what you was on when we was in prison, nigga. You chose that side. You feel me? So you know that's over with us. Number two, nigga, when you seen me in the liquor store, you up and did. Why you ain't say nothing to me then? You up and bounced, nigga, because you thought I was about to get on your ass because you know you was guilty for what you did in prison, nigga. You know you was in there on some weird shit. Oh, you thought I was about to get on you, but that ain't my lane. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't about to do nothing to you. But him knowing my reputation, he thought I was gonna do something to him. So he ain't even get his items. He put everything up on the shelf and left that bitch. I intimidated him that seriously. And mind you, this was a hitter. A real motherfucking hitter. Straight up. So it was just weird seeing a nigga inboxing me and shit, trying to be cool. You know what I'm saying? So now he trying to be cool from a distance. Now he trying to figure me out, see what page I'm on. You know what I'm saying? He didn't send me a friend request and everything. Psh, ignored it, left him on red. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why I said in the beginning that I ain't gonna expose him. You know what I'm saying? When I really can. I know him by first and last name. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't my lane, man. I don't got no beef with that man. It was just he was on some weird shit. That's his business. You know what I'm saying? But it's just sad that it's a lot of guys that go to prison and get turned out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was like that before he went to prison. But what I can tell you about prison, it turned a lot of guys out. That's the truth and reality. A lot of guys get turned out while they in there, man. It happened, man. Way before UFC, it was guys in prison that was doing UFC moves on guys, knocking their ass the fuck out. How you know, Mr. Roll Up? I was in prison. I was in prison with the OGs. They told me how they was doing shit. They told me how they knocked niggas out. and turned them into their boyfriends. By the time they wake up, they like dick. When they came in there, all they was talking about was their girlfriend, their kids. They want to get back to their life, blah blah blah. Then they wake up and they like dick, just that quick. Yeah, this is what the OGs told me. Cause again, they got life in prison. They don't care. They didn't mind. They gave the game to the young niggas. Especially all the gangbangers and everything. Cause let me tell you something about prison, right? Okay. In prison, you got religions, right? But they really gangbangers. So let me break the religions down. You got the Mobites. The Mobites are a branch of the Nation of Islam. So they practice Islam, they have the same practices, but they do things a little differently. And their name is a little differently. So they go by Mobites. If you know anybody that been in prison, especially in Michigan prison, I'm not gonna say they all over. I'm just say for Michigan prison. You know anybody that been in Michigan prison, ask them about the Mobites. They'll tell you. The Mobites is the biggest religion gang in prison, in Michigan prison. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam, they not like no gangbangers or nothing, but they get busy. You know what I'm saying? The Mobites and the Nation of Islam is under the five. So they don't necessarily roll with the vice lords, but they is under the five. So if it really get that serious, the five can tap in with the Mobites or the Nation of Islam. Don't nobody really go to the Nation of Islam because them the real hitters. You know what I'm saying? Not the Bloods, the Crips, and it's the Nation. They the real hitters. You know what I'm saying? And you only call them out when you have to, because they don't be on it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, you got all these different gangs, in prison. And you got the Melanics. The Melanics is like the same thing as the Mobites. They practice Islam, but in a different way. The Melanics is under the Sikhs. So the Melanics roll with the GDs. The Melanics, basically with these religions, they are ex-gangbangers, but they turn the gangbanging into like a religion, you know what I'm saying, type of thing. And it got approved by the prison system. So they documented in the prison systems as Mobites, which is more scientific of America, something like that. You got the Mobites, you got the Melanics. They are documented in the prison system. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they proved everything with their religion, but they did, and they got documented in the prison system. You have other, different religions too. Basically, all these religions fall under Islam. You got the Sunni Muslims. They under Islam too, but they more like Arabish black people type shit. That's the Sunni Muslims. The Sunni Muslims, they wear the big old beards as well too. You know what I'm saying? The Sunni Muslims is under the Sikhs. So you got the Melanics and the Sunni Muslims under the Sikhs with the gangbangers. But they not gangbangers. They are ex-gangbangers. They the older guys that's ex-gangbangers. They under the Sikhs. You got the Mobites and the Nation of Islam that's under the five that roll with them. So basically, the OGs be schooling the young guys, the gangbangers. You know what I'm saying? And they tell us what go on them level 4 yards, where a guy will come into the cell thinking everything cool with his bunkie. He in there telling his bunkie about his wife and, the life he had out there and, everything he got going on. And, he gonna go ahead and do his 10 years and go back home to his family and everything gonna be A-okay. And by the time that conversation over, The nigga hit the nigga with a karate chop. He can hit you right here. Person know how to do it right, knock you out. You was just talking about the great life you had, and you just got put to sleep. Next thing you know, you wake up to a grown man standing over you with his nuts on your head, saying, "Fix this." Yeah, and you have to get with it because if you don't, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna keep knocking you out, and they're gonna keep repeating the same cycle until you finally get into it. Yes, this is what the OGs tell us because again, they serving life. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna do nothing to them. So they tell us exactly how everything go. So again, with the guy seven, it could have been he was probably straight. He probably came in the cell with one of them gorillas that probably hit him with a karate chop. You know what I'm saying? Or some other UFC kind of move might have hit him with one, knocked his ass out. You know what I'm saying? It took you from him. It happened every day in prison. Every day. Men get his boxers took every day. Thank God I didn't get all that type of time where I would have been around people like that, because it mainly happened in them level 4 or level 5 security levels, where it's 23 and 1, where you in your cell 23 hours a day and you only get 1 yard of hour. I mean, damn, 1 hour a yard, where you come out, use the phone, take a shower, go outside, play basketball, spend a couple laps, work out. You only got 1 hour to do it when you in the maximum securities. You know what I'm saying? That's mainly where that stuff be going down at, and them 23 and ones, because you in the cell with this guy for 23 hours a day, you know. So it's like, in a sense, y'all boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all together all day, every day, and y'all in a little bitty cell. The cell ain't no bigger than your bathroom, and y'all got to share that cell. The cell not even big enough for both of y'all to be standing up, standing there talking to each other. One got to be sitting on the bed while the other one standing there talking. Like, because if y'all both stand up in front of each other and talk to each other, y'all gonna be face to face down there kissing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad, man. So when you in a cell with a guy like that for 23 hours, it's bound that something gonna happen. And that's where it come from. Them guys be in there doing all of that time and they don't got nobody they can talk to, just they bunkie. 23 hours a day. Then when the 1 hour come around to go out and do what you gotta do that real quick because you only got 1 hour to do it. You know what I'm saying? You only got 1 hour to do it. So even if you just want to take a shower with that time, you gotta hurry up and do that. And then it's all shower heads in one room. It's just shower heads. So you in there showering with a bunch of other grown naked men. They all looking at you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys get got in them showers as well. Because when the police blow that hour, they don't be standing there at the shower, watching the guys wide shut. They walk away from that. You know what I'm saying? So if you get caught in the shower, more than likely you hit. By the time they come save you, whoever was on you then already did what they was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Guys get got in them showers. You know, you be locked in the cell 23 hours the whole day with a bunkie, and then you go out to go take a shower and you get got in the shower. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't get got none of the time you was in your cell with your bunkie. But soon as you go out the cell to take a shower, that's when you get got. That's level 4 for you. Level 5. You know what I'm saying? That's how they roll up there. And the OGs brought us the game. They told us. That's what they do, man. They knock you out. They don't got to do all that tussling with you. No matter how big and strong you is, how much respect you got out here, all the niggas you done knocked out, how quick you is, all of that. Man, they got that one hitter quitter. And they don't gotta hit you in the face. They can chop you in the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like that was another thing. They was telling us different pressure points that they can hit you with. It's something they can hit you right up in here. It'll drop you. You know what I'm saying? They got damn. I'm tongue twisted. You got to know how to do it. But it's something like, psh, you know how to do it, sleep you instantly. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, they not doing all that boxing in there. You know what I'm saying? They ain't doing all that. They got guys in there trained that know exactly what to do for you. So you think you about to come in there boxing like nigga, shit, I can fight. I'm just gonna whoop shit. You come across that right one, you ain't whooping nothing. You know what I'm saying? You gonna wake up being somebody's girlfriend in there. That's what's gonna happen. Straight up. I was in there with a bunch of guys that was straight men and got turned out in there. And they don't mind admitting it because a lot of them got a lot of time too. And they started in them level fours, and that's how it happened to them. They tell their stories too. Man, I wish I could go into prison systems and let these guys talk, because they would tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them don't care. They'll talk. They'll tell you they doing life. They ain't going nowhere. They will tell you how they got turned out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened to Seven. I think he might have got turned out. Maybe they put a sissy in his room, or maybe he was taking a shower with one. I don't know. But he was turned on by a fully grown man. A tall, dark skinned, skinny, grown, black, ugly man. He was turned on. Like, turned on. And in prison, you don't get all that giddy up like you get out here with the makeup, the fake boobs and, all of that type of shit. No, ain't none of that in there. So dog looked just like a man with the zillions in his hair from his shoestrings. We all know how that happened, and that's what he got in his hair, looking like a damn fool. But guess what? There's niggas in there turned on by that. And it was the same nigga I grew up with. Watching him put the paws on niggas. And he out here digging sissies in prison. Not sissies in the world, not no RuPaul's or none of that. Prison sissies. How, bro? How is that appealing to you? This is a whole man. It don't even look like a woman. You know what I'm saying? What is that? It happened, man. Guys get turned out in there every day. And speaking on that, so I went and checked out his page, after he jumped in my inbox. And I seen he had a child too. I don't know how long ago, he had the child, but he showed pictures of the ultrasound, and then he showed a picture of him holding the baby. So I don't know, the baby a couple of years old, by now, whatever. But he bought business, and I'm pretty sure his baby mama don't know that. But that's life, man. It happen every day, man. These same guys come out here and get these women pregnant, and these women don't even know that dog was in prison being nasty. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. He was in there being nasty and didn't care about nothing. So I think somebody turned him out while he was in there. You know what I'm saying? And it shows, because, man, he was turned out. I could never forget that. And that was 2012. That was 13 years ago. I still remember that like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And now he back out here acting like you straight again. Y'all pay attention who y'all having sex with, man. You never know who doing what. It's been another live stream of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.